Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Your home for all content Lord of the Rings home. I've got very special, interesting news today to share with you. We have the world first unlock of Gandalf the Grey. ZJ, one of the top players in the game, has enough shards to unlock Gandalf the Grey. I've got some footage of that, of him being upgraded, and then we did some arena testing. I'll make a video later on, maybe this end of this week or starting next week, talking about how he performs in raids, but we have at least a 5-star Gandalf the Grey to do some arena testing with. Before we go into that, I got to sidetrack you a little bit because we have when the Black Beast's marquee starts. I've got a few pieces of information related to that. So it starts November 8th, basically the day that the Elrond event ends. Also, we will know the kits of Charu and Rekka before the end of the Black Beast marquee. That's great news. We're getting that communication out early. We're getting some sort of like a Gondor treatment of how the kits are going to be. We're going to know how they all work, or at least how they should work before the Black Beast marquee ends. Second thing, and I think this is very important. I saw a lot of questions ask for clarification about how binding exactly works. Does binding pop once on a Dol Guldur ally, or does it just keep happening? And the answer is it keeps happening. Right? They keep getting binding. So if you kill a Dol Guldur ally while the Black Beast is still alive, they get binding. They basically get their, they do the whole thing where they clear off all their boons and banes. They're slower, but they can't take damage. They can't get boons or banes. They can't get like turn meter or any of that sort of stuff. And if you hit them, they get 25% turn meter, I guess. After that, they skip their turn, but they heal back up to 60% of their health. That can happen again and again and again. So the real thing here is that they keep coming back. They're like zombies. They keep coming back until you kill the Black Beast. But when you're killing the Dol Guldur allies, which you might need to do, just sort of either get them out of the way or just to kind of get them to chill for a second while you can focus on the Black Beast, he is getting stacks of feast from that. So just want to give you an update there. We'll go back. I'll post that on the kit reveal video as well in the comments so that it's just there for everybody to see. But let's play this video of ZJ unlocking the first Gandalf the Grey in the world. Big shout out to him for letting me record this footage as well. This is awesome to see. It is an accomplishment, I would say. So Gandalf unlocks at 5 stars, right? You need 310 shards. I always just like, should I press it? Should I press it? The answer is yes. There we go. And we hit the summon. One of the funny, kind of interesting things here is I don't think they've updated this visual, so it just shows him as like bad at all things. He's not, but yeah, I'm not sure they were expecting people to unlock him as quickly as they have. For me, I know I have like 80-something Gandalf shards. So I expect, along with most people, to unlock him at some point next year, right? Is Gandalf... I think people are going to see this and think, basically, is Gandalf going to be the arena meta, the PvP meta from now on moving forward, right? So now he's going to start upgrading him. And the too long didn't watch or didn't read sort of answer to that is definitely not a 5-star Gandalf. So I've got one arena fight footage, the one he did win. I think there were only a couple that he did win. I'm showing you one that he won, but the vast majority of them he did not. And basically comes down to the fact that he just, he's 5 stars and stars make such a big difference. So he's leveling him up to 60. He's getting him to gear tier 9 1/3. Pretty much maxed all of his skills except one. But even that is just maybe not enough. I think there's some pieces to the puzzle that are still missing. For instance, we only have Gimli and Legolas, so there are not 2 additional Fellowship members. I think that also makes a decently big difference here in terms of whether you can take out Elrond teams. Currently at the top of the meta for Arena is, of course, Elrond, but something that has been popping up, this is actually something I learned today, something that has been popping up recently is having these defense teams that have Elrond, Elladan, Elrahir, Arwen, and Rumil. And then you get a double cleanse from Arwen and Rumil. Rumil's passive is just crazy because he hands out so much defensive. Arwen hands out defensive too. And then people are just stacking up regeneration. So you can't make anything stick to that team. And they just have the kind of offensive retaliatory capabilities under Elra here, plus just the slow from Elrond that makes it just a lot more difficult. So let's see if we can, let's see him max out the skills. He's just going through some gear stuff right now. So the one skill he doesn't max out is the you cannot pass skill, which is his third special, but to me, it's like kind of like a, you're just getting access to it and it's kind of giving you some passive effects. So I think that's probably, I don't think that's the difference maker here. This also takes so much gold. It's like 4.5 mil gold and so many purple mats. So there's a lot to put into this for sure. Okay. So I think he's going to upgrade this to level 5. Yeah, so the level 6 just gives you plus 20% healing. That didn't seem to be the difference maker. We'll talk about the you cannot pass ability because there's part of it that I think went a little underrated for how the AI is going to interact with it and just how it's going to work team comp wise as well. Essentially, when you go into you cannot pass, Gandalf taunts. He's 30% slower and he taunts. So if he just doesn't have the sustain and if he doesn't have the overall health, he just kind of gets obliterated. Not to mention the fact that the AI kind of seems to hard target him to some degree. I mean, this isn't anything like super official that's been figured out, but like, say you've got Eladin provoking and you have Gandalf and you cannot pass. It did still seem like they were targeting Gandalf, and I don't know if that's just because he's 5 stars and the AI recognizes that's the weaker character. We're going to go for that character. I'm not sure. So this initial stun is actually super awesome. There's some really good things in his kit, right? He stunned Elrond here, which is crazy because this is a 7-star Elrond. He was able to pass the resist check, got the stun off. We also saw that during the testing that stunning Eladin was also a pretty decent move, just so that he can't get his initial taunt off because he goes right before Eladin. That blue like link thing you see above Elrond right now, that is the Astari's Gift buff. It gets passed around to different team members. So you can see passed it to Brute there. And then Brute came in, did a basic attack. I think that'll work better if you have more of a like a full team of Fellowship Squad, just because it gets some of Gandalf's skills, his special 3, up faster. So why I think it works more against this comp right here with Eothane and Brute is because they don't have a way to cleanse themselves, really. Whereas the arena comp with Rumil and Arwen has 2 cleanses and then nothing sticks. So you don't get any of the burns sticking. You don't get any of the exposes sticking. You know, it's not great. Or the slows for that matter. The second thing I want to mention here, though, is that his special 1 that gives Eagle Eye and protection, the Eagle Eye is actually extremely useful to get through all of the nimbles that are on elf teams. So like I said a million times now, I feel like in this video already, there are pieces there that really seem like they could work, but it doesn't have everything together. And so this team had Gandalf lead and not Elrond lead. And what are the reasons for that? Oh, let me just show you this animation. Nice. Yeah, ZJ kept doing it in 1-time speed because it looks so awesome. So that's when he goes into his you cannot pass state and he glows like this. It's really cool. The reason he's doing Gandalf lead here, though, is just because Gandalf gives himself plus 20% max health, and under Elrond lead, light side allies only get plus 10% max health, and you literally just need the extra sustain. So we're able to whittle people down while Gandalf is going into his you cannot pass state. So he's not getting focus fired as much as we were seeing in some of the other arena matches, which is why one of the reasons why I think he actually does win this one. What's he going to do? I think we got to send him to the barbecue, right? So under the you cannot pass, yeah, he could heal himself, cleanse all of his banes. He could do all that. But I think it's time to send him to the barbecue. So it will inflict, it's a team-wide stun as opposed to just one character, right? That's a big difference. That has to be the difference maker. When you come out of this you cannot pass state, this has to basically turn the tide of battle. Otherwise, you just lost a character for no reason, right? Let's see. I think he's about to choose it. Yep. Look how cool this looks. It's so awesome. Let's play it again. He took like 2 billion damage. So he's not surviving that one. And then it's basically just cleanup time, right? That's basically all I wanted to cover here. I'm going to make another video either later this week or early next week showing off how he does in each of the raids, because I still think he's going to do really, really well in all of the raids. But basically, it's not going to take over for Elrond at the top of the arena meta right now when he's at 5 stars. I'm very curious to see how he will do against a possible future legendary that's also anti-Elrond. There might be some rock, paper, scissors type situation going on here. Very curious about all that. That's all from me. Congratulations again to ZJ, and thanks for letting me record this footage. Take it easy.